Go ahead with questions for Dalen Terry. Reminder, raise your hand if you can, please. Justin Spears, you're up first.
Dalen, being a Tempe native, what was it like this past week taking part in the rivalry?
It was great to play against my hometown team. I always went to the Arizona versus Arizona State games as a kid, so it's pretty good to finally play in the game, you know.
And you said you went to a lot of the games growing up. Was there one specific game that you remember the most?
I think there was a game where we lost. Arizona lost. I was there. I was a ball boy for ASU, and Jahi Carson got the dunk, and then he hung on the rim, and everybody stormed the court. I don't remember what year that was, but I was there.
And do you remember like any specific U of A players that you kind of liked watching?
Nick Johnson, Alonzo Trier, even though I was kind of older when he was there. Rondé Hollis Jefferson, Aaron Gordon, and I watched DeAndre. So.
And comparing the last time you guys played against Stanford to now, I know, some personnel is down, some guys are hurt and out, but what would you say is the biggest difference about your team from the first time you guys played them up until this point?
I think we're better as a team regardless of the injuries or not. Everybody's able to step up, and I know I have confidence in everybody in our team. So it's just like everybody in our team is good enough within themselves to step up and contribute to the injuries.
Thank you.
David Kelly, you're up. Still muted, DK.
So, Dalen, when you were a ball boy, were there any of the guys that you talked to that kind of stood out to you? You mentioned you were on the team when Jahi made the start. Did you talk to him? Obviously, he was a pretty popular Sun Devil at the time. What players did you talk to and take away from any of those guys?
When I was younger, I know Jahi and Carrick Felix. So when I was younger, like I was a ball boy and I used to go in the locker room after the game. But I also remember being a ball boy for ASU and still wanting to talk to the Arizona players, and they were not allowing me to.
What was the best piece of advice you got from those guys?
Every college player I talked to when I was younger, they always just said, keep working hard. They can see the future in me and just be myself.
Evan Desai, go ahead.
Yeah, Dalen, so obviously you've been around the rivalry for a long time. What do you think that this year proved as far as the rivalry goes and, how it's kind of evolved? And what kind of statement do you think you guys have made this year?
I just know at the beginning of the season, a lot of people didn't believe in us. I just feel like we didn't really listen to any of the noise, and we just wanted to win every game as possible. So we just treated that rivalry game just like any other game and just got a dub.
Thank you.
Bruce Pasco.
Hey, I was just wondering if you could describe how you feel you've kind of progressed this year learning wise. Been thrown into the fire, played really well at ASU and then come down here and basically you have to play almost all the second. I mean, kind of what's been, especially lately.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on. My connection. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was wondering if you could talk about just you could describe maybe the progression you've gone through, especially lately, just, learning this year and being thrown into the fire. You playing well at ASU, had a lot without Ben the other night, basically the whole second half. How has that, kind of affected the way you progressing this year?
I think that this year I've been working hard every day in practice. So I just always just waiting for my time. At the beginning of the season I played a lot. I still play a lot every game. So I just in my head I'm just always going to be ready.
Do you feel? I mean, Coach was saying that it's not certain how much Ben will be able to contribute tomorrow. But I mean, are you kind of bracing for 30 minutes, or what do you expect, and how do you approach this? Knowing you guys will be shorthanded, maybe.
With Coach Miller's decisions, I just do whatever he asked me to do to the best of my abilities to make sure my team wins the game.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions for Dalen? Justin Spears, go ahead.
Terry, I know it's a day later, but what did yesterday mean for you on the 1 year mark of Kobe's passing?
That was obviously still my favorite player, and I got to meet him shortly before he died. So it was definitely a day where I just sat back and thought about what I was doing last year around the time, and I watched his highlights, watched all the tributes yesterday. Still am watching it on YouTube and stuff, and I just still think about him before every game. It was kind of an emotional day, but it is what it is.
You said you met him?
Yeah, I met him last year before my game versus Prolific Prep at Hoop Hall West in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. And what do you remember about that conversation he said to you?
I met him and Tracy McGrady, and they both were just talking to me. My assistant coach on my high school team was Isaiah Ryder, so he was his teammate. So we had to walk past security, and he let me talk to him. And Kobe, I remember Kobe said, he asked me what position I played, and I said point guard because at the time I played point guard. And he was like, "Dang, I wish you were on my team when I was in the NBA. You can get there soon. Just keep working hard." He said he's heard of me before, and so did Tracy McGrady. And then Tracy McGrady said he was gonna watch my game later that day, and I just remember that day, and I just remember the whole day. And then after that, we played that night.
When you heard the news last year, what do you remember? What were you doing at that time?
I was working out. I was working out in Phoenix in a pair of Kobe's, and some guy ran into the gym and was like, "Kobe just died," and I was like, "Huh?" Like we just had finished working out, so I was confused. I was like, "Bro, stop playing with me." And then I just kept going on Twitter and then refreshing, and I seen that it was true.
And as a group, or I guess when you're at the AAU level and you're playing college basketball, Kobe's impacted so many players. What do you remember just about how the younger basketball community honored Kobe and remembered him?
In a way, I feel like for the younger basketball community, that was kind of our idol. Him and LeBron James were like the superstars, you could say, of the era. So I feel like that was a big take on everybody that watched him play against us, especially on the West Coast and even the East Coast for the people that liked him too. So, yeah.
Going back to you guys, Coach Miller said that Azulish could probably move over and play some small forward in certain lineups. What do you like about his versatility that allows him to maybe play on the wing a little bit?
I like Azulish a lot. He's a real good player. He's always ready for whatever. He's definitely another player on our team that is he's always with whatever we're on. So we could pick him up. He could pick me up. He's just a good person and a good player. Appreciate my teammate.
And how would you assess his growth over the last few months, both on and off the court? It seems like he's really starting to feel more comfortable.
When he first got here, he definitely was he didn't know English really well, so it was kind of hard for him to communicate. And then as the year was going on, we're still teaching him words and stuff, and he's in school, so he's learning more and more every day. And now he's like, when he first got here, he didn't really know how to crack jokes, so now he's a funny guy in the locker room. And he's a good person to talk to, so yeah, he's getting more comfortable on our team.
And have you guys taught him slang, or how do you guys teach English to him?
He just listens to whatever we say. He says it literally.
Thank you.
Bruce Pasco, go ahead.
And I was wondering that just kind of big picture now that we're sort of at, mid-season, the second half, and looking at the Pac-12 race in particular. I mean, you guys were talking about, wanting to win the regular season. I was just wondering if that's sort of still been a goal, or if you guys are even looking at the standings. This kind of what's the day by day.
Yes, we want to be the best team we can. If that means we're going to win the Pac-12 regular season championship, then that's the goal. That's our goal for our team. And everybody on our team just wants to win every game. So whatever the outcome is, that's what it is.
Would you say how has the lots been made about all the protocols and testing, all that you got to go through, but it seems like guys seem to be enjoying it pretty much. How is the chemistry and just hanging out with the guys, being as it's kind of been a grind in so many ways?
We definitely love each other as a team. Everybody communicates with everybody. Like this is one of the first teams I've ever been on where like everybody cooperates. Like nobody's like standoffish, So it's real good to be part of a team that when everybody loves each other.
Do you think that's made hope to you because of what you had through this season? Maybe has you guys bond a little more? You have to really be careful and get up all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we definitely bond more as a team because of everything that we've been through. So we just treat each other like family, and every day we just keep showing up.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
We'll wrap it up with David Kelly.
Hey, Dalen, obviously you guys aren't going to be able to play in the postseason this year, but I was curious, just with all the international players that you have on this roster, how much of a sense do you get that those guys really know what the NCAA tournament is? I mean, do you guys as a group talk about games, or do you tell them, hey, when we do go, this is what it's going to be all about? Do you feel like you have to kind of explain it to them, or do they really know what the NCAA tournament even is?
I feel like all the international guys know what it is. We all been watching basketball since we were younger. Even like the guys that are like not like like how Ben is from Canada. That's still kind of close. Azulis and Tavilas, Kerr, and Tibet. They still like know stuff. They've watched a lot of basketball. They've said, and they already know like the significance of the games and everything.
And what what one memory of the tournament do you have that kind of maybe stands out to you? Maybe the first time you really watched it and kind of got the sense of what it was all about.
When it was in Phoenix at the Cardinal Stadium, I went to the games. Oregon was playing. I forgot who they were playing, but I was at the game, and I just remember being there. I was younger, but I remember being there. I was really high, up in the stands, and I just seen a bright green running around.
So not a ball boy for that one.
No, definitely not.
Didn't have the pull.
No.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Thank you, Dalen, and thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night following the game.
Yep.